Sylvester, Chauke, welcome to the Catapult blog series. You are the Chief Architect of DNA Architect Branding, and it's good to have you. Who are going to be the biggest influences in your industry over the next 3 years, and why?
I'm seeing in my field of work, I'm seeing quite a lot of very young, kind of bespoke, interesting hot shops that are mushrooming all over the show, where they are actually able to give interesting solutions for clients. Whereas in the past, I think you always rely on like your big agencies, like the big names, to actually be able to give great solutions. Nowadays, anyone can come up with a great idea, and I think that almost like the democracy of ideas is a lot more real today, because it doesn't matter where the idea comes from, but you find that ideas are coming out from all sorts of different places that are not your typical, traditional places that ideas should come from.
Who's been the biggest mentor for you getting to where you are today, and why?
My biggest mentor was the CEO and founder of DDB South Africa, Glenn Lomas, who used to give me a hard time around not only do we need to be creative, but we also need to make sure that we understand some of the real challenges that clients do face on the other side. And I think he really kind of taught me to love to solve problems, and I think as a result of that, I just thrive in solving complicated problems for clients, and it's been a phenomenal time for me.
What will be the most important media platform when it comes to the South African television commercial, as we know, targeting the consumer at a broad as well as a targeted spectrum?
I was very lucky. As part of my history, I used to be the national marketing manager for Nando's South Africa, and within that period, of course, Nando's creating adverts that were quite naughty, that could not necessarily need or were not able to really stay on television for a very long time, needed other sources, and so in my very earlier years of my career, definitely online digital was something that was quite profound, I guess, quite important in driving our messaging out there. Example, we could fly the ad a few times on television, but it would live, for a whole lot of different lifespan outside of the TV platform. So I think digital is definitely, a very profound place for us to communicate, and also all forms of digital, so social and online will be quite important going forward. That's why I said digital in terms of, but I guess, it living outside of the traditional box. It's going to be on your mobile, of course, and we are seeing that now already. I receive quite a lot of ads already from brands in South Africa that are trying to get to me on a mobile, for an example. But I definitely do think that, for example, TV is not always not going to be the only place now where you want to look at advertising. And I've seen some incredible campaigns even in the last 2 weeks from great brands using digital, social, mobile in a very interesting way. And I think it does have the mass appeal, because it does reach the people, but I think also does it in a very targeted manner. So you don't necessarily always have to just go blanket approach to everywhere, but you can be more specific to young people, old people, people with children, young graduates, etc., etc. I think, of course, the success of everyone in my space will just be about making sure that you're also evolving with the times, in terms of your solutions to clients, so that it's not just looking at a very traditional solution to what the clients are looking for, but it's actually taking into consideration all the new platforms and mediums that are coming up, that we need to be more aware of. So I think for anyone to be successful in the space, they need to be a lot more plugged in with what's happening, and kind of adopt quite early on new technologies and new ideas in terms of making sure that they are one step ahead of the game. Otherwise, we know that the minute someone else does it, it's kind of old news nowadays. In fact, there was a beautiful, Beyonce has got that music video, and it's called, what is it called? I can't remember the name of the song. Countdown, yes. Countdown is Beyonce's song. So this 13-year-old, Taiwanese boy recreated it exactly the same, but he did it in his, at home, his own computer. But it looked identical, and just showed you that, she could probably spend $2 million getting that done. Someone else could do it for free, and it's just one of those things. And I was completely, I'm amazed by that. But it said, and it shows you that, the idea of democracy is here. It's the big idea. The idea can come from anywhere and it can be executed by anybody.
feel like I bonded with you.